Hey guys, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel Iram Letters. Today we're gonna paint watercolor roses composition, and for that I have my supplies: Bristol watercolor on my palette, my paper towel, and my brushes of different sizes. I have Bristol round brush in size 0, and then I have some local brand brush in size 6 and size 12, and then I have other sizes also, that is size 10, and here I have size 2. So I'll be using accordingly where I will find the need of other brushes, but I like to paint basically and mostly with this Bristol round brush, and I'm in love with this. The day I have purchased it, and I have water, and then I'll be using my round 2 brush to paint the composition. So first I will kind of sketch it down, and what I'm thinking to paint is a vase, and in that I'll put some roses. So I have my pencil. I'll draw a sketch, a rough sketch of the vase, and we'll put the flowers in the, kind of the placement of flowers in the vase. So for that, I am just doing a very fine and very light shade of sketch on my paper. I'm drawing out the sketch of the vase first of all, and then I'll put the roses where it is required. So I think I will put one of the rose here, and that will be facing right way. And this second flower I'll put here, and it's also a side view, and it will be facing in the left. And then I have this middle rose that will be facing upwards, and then I am painting some branches, and sorry, the stems of the flower and some leaves I'll place here and there. So before I paint, I will just erase the lines that I have painted with the sorry that I have outlined, and because if I'll paint on the pencil marks, that will look really bad. Now I have my palette here, and I am mixing some crimson red, and I'll mix three colors over here, and then some orange, cadmium orange, and white. I want the color to be a little peachy and a blush color. So I am kind of mixing some yellow ochre also to get the desired tone. I'll keep mixing other colors just to get the blush color that I want. So kind of mixing some the cadmium orange, and then crimson, and then some yellow, and then get some white. That's how I get the desired paint. I think this is the color that I wanted. So for that, I'll load my brush with some water, and then now I will start by painting the first rose. I'll start by taking the tip of my brush and making thin round strokes and leaving white spaces in between. And then I am painting some thicker strokes. These are called C strokes, and using the belly of my brush and flatten it to get the desired amount of thickness that you want. And I'm here doing it doing the layers of the rose, and leaving the white spaces in between to make the flower look like more, you know, organic and original, and giving some characteristics. So that's how I'm gonna paint the other layers. I want to make the flowers as if they are facing the right ways, right? And then for that, I'm not painting the rose exactly in a circular pattern. It's just it's more like an oval shape. Then I have taken the color darker tone in its darker tone, and I'm kind of you know splattering the color on the edges, inside edges of the layers, to make it look like more, real one. And then I'm also not kind of giving the edges a little rough kind of texture or kind of shape, rough shape, because I don't want it to be like complete, spherical or smoothly kind of, you can say smoothly rounded at the edges. I just wanted it to be a little, you know, rough. That now I have taken my yellow ochre, and I am kind of painting in between the flowers, the pollens, so to give the color tone, different shades of the color in the rose. Now moving towards my next flower, that will be facing the sideways. Before that, I would just erase the pencil marks. And now I have taken my color on my brush, and then making two big petals. They look more like a peony, but they are roses. So I have done these two petals, and then other petals, the back side of the petals, which I want to show that they are being, they are visible from the back side of it, is also visible to make it look like more like in original flower, and in their placement is like that. So, and then I'm adding different petals. I have taken the yellow ochre, and in the middle of it I am painting, just kind of dabbing my brush tip to make the pollen grains inside it. I think it's called stamen or something. Pollens, I exactly don't know the parts of the roses by their name actually, so sorry for that. Now I have taken the darker tone, and I am kind of splattering the color here and there, some on the inner side of the leaf. It's kind of shadows. If the shadow is, if sunlight is falling on the rose, some petals look kind of dark and some look lighter. So that's the kind of presentation and you want to make. Now I'll move towards my third rose that I want to paint in the middle. And again, I have taken my eraser and I'm erasing the pencil marks. So be careful why I'm emphasizing on erasing the pencil marks, because it doesn't look good and you won't be able to erase it afterwards. Now I have to paint my third rose in the middle, and it will face the upwards. And for that, I am mixing my colors. I think I am out of the color. I'm running out of the color, and I'm mixing again to get the desired tone. So here is it. Again, using the tip of my brush to paint the inner of the rose, and making thin strokes, and then gradually making the strokes bigger. So using the belly of my brush, flatten the brush and get the desired thickness of the rose that you want to paint. Going around and just playing with the brush and paint. That's it. That's all about the watercoloring. Just playing with this brush and color. Now I will make the points and the yellow color. I'm putting it somewhere in there. Now let's start painting the leaves, and for that I will first wash my brush again, taking the greens. So I am choosing sap green, and then I'll add the burnt umber in the greens to get the desired color. I don't want the colors to be really green and very brighter ones. So to mute the tone, I will mix some burnt umber. I'm sorry you cannot see the exact color, but when I will paint, you'll gonna see. So here I'm starting to paint the leaves. So first of all, I am painting the stems and then adding the leaves here and there. The leaves of roses are quite broad, so somewhere I'm painting the broad ones, and in between I'm painting some smaller leaves, not that small but small comparatively. So that completely depends on you how you want your leaves to be. Just add the leaves um, as you want it to be. Some leaves are facing upwards, some are kind of falling down, and just you have to use your own skill, your own choices of leaves, and place it here and there. Now I want to paint the I want the leaves to be in one more color. So for that I am taking my ultramarine and I'll mix the color with the hooker's green. I don't have exactly hooker's green in my palette, so I will be using the darker green, and I'm just kind of adding a pinch of a little amount of ultramarine to my deep green, and some other greens also I have on my palette and don't remember the names, but yeah, I'm just kind of mixing it, and let's see how it looks. Yeah, so yeah, nice, it looks good. So I will be painting the leaves in between the other greens, mixing them and getting the colorful combination of the florals and leaves.
it's softly spoken, with no strings tying you to me. I'm happy in your company with no emotion, 'cause my love deserves to be free. I never wanna look at a house in the garden, I never wanna lock you down. I know you're not mine, it's just my turn, but we can still have fun for now. You told me you don't really do commitment, trust me, consider your message received. When you said you couldn't take us too seriously, I must admit I was relieved. 'Cause I never wanna play happy families with you, but I like having you around. I'm fully aware this is a flash in the pan, but we can still have fun.
Now we will paint the jar of the flower. For that I have made some gray to the titanium white to get the light wash, and I'll paint it light wash. And before that I'll erase the pencil marks. So I'm kind of outlining the shape of the jar using the brush tip, and making the jar's outline. Then I have mixed I find this jar to be it's little, I guess the shape is I have to correct the shape, so I'm mixing some water and splattering it, giving a light wash to the jar, and I have painted the jar, and this is line and the water line that I'm making, the point where the water is up to the height of the water, and just giving a light wash of the color. I find I want to just add some more leaves here, so I'm kind of painting more leaves, making it more bushy at the at the brim of the jar. So I'm kind of adding more leaves, and then again I'll go through the jar, giving it the right shape.